What if the secret to attracting wealth lies not in hard work alone, but in how you think and feel about money? The truth is, financial abundance begins in the mind. Money Magnetism, Unlocking the Power of Financial Attraction, takes you on a transformative journey to discover how shifting your mindset, energy, and habits can draw prosperity into your life like a magnet. Through practical steps, relatable examples, and actionable exercises, this book will guide you to align with the wealth you desire and deserve. Money Magnetism, Unlocking the Power of Financial Attraction, written and published by Success Attraction Formula. Chapter 1. The Magnetic Mindset, Shifting Your Thoughts Toward Abundance. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly, while others struggle no matter how hard they try? It's not luck, and it's not just about talent or hard work. The secret lies in their mindset, the way they think about money, themselves, and the possibilities around them. The first step to unlocking the power of financial attraction is cultivating a mindset that magnetizes abundance. This chapter lays the foundation for your journey by exploring the profound impact of your thoughts and beliefs on your financial reality. Your mindset is like a compass. If it's pointing toward scarcity, you're more likely to focus on lack, fear, and limitations. But if it's aligned with abundance, you'll naturally notice opportunities, embrace possibilities, and take inspired actions that attract wealth into your life. The magnetic mindset is not about wishing for money and waiting for it to appear. Instead, it's about transforming the way you think and feel about money so that you align your actions and energy with abundance. Consider this example. Emma, a graphic designer, often found herself living paycheck to paycheck. She worked tirelessly, but her thoughts were consumed with fear of bills and an inner belief that she wasn't good enough to earn more. Her financial struggles persisted, not because she wasn't capable, but because her mindset reinforced the reality of scarcity. One day, Emma decided to change her approach. She began practicing gratitude for the income she already had and consciously shifted her thoughts toward possibilities rather than limitations. Slowly but surely, opportunities she hadn't noticed before started appearing. Freelance clients, a promotion at work, and collaborations that boosted her income. Emma's financial life didn't change overnight, but her mindset did, and that made all the difference. The key concept here is that your thoughts shape your reality. Scientific studies in psychology and neuroscience show that your brain filters information based on what you focus on. If you constantly dwell on the belief that there's never enough, your mind will unconsciously filter out opportunities and reinforce the idea of lack. Conversely, if you train your mind to believe in abundance, your brain will start spotting opportunities to create wealth. This is the foundation of the magnetic mindset, focusing on abundance rather than scarcity. But what does abundance truly mean? It's not just about money. Abundance is a state of mind that recognizes the limitless opportunities life offers. When you cultivate this mindset, you'll find that money is just one of the many ways abundance manifests itself. By shifting your thoughts to align with abundance, you're not just attracting wealth, you're inviting positivity, opportunities, and growth into your life. Another essential aspect of the magnetic mindset is letting go of limiting beliefs. These are the deeply ingrained thoughts that hold you back, such as, "I'll never make enough money," or "people like me don't get rich." These beliefs often stem from childhood experiences, societal conditioning, or past failures. But here's the good news. Beliefs are not facts. You have the power to question and replace them with empowering thoughts. Imagine a gardener clearing weeds from their soil to make room for flowers to bloom. Your mind works the same way. By identifying and removing limiting beliefs, you create space for empowering beliefs to take root. For instance, instead of saying, "I'll never be able to afford that," try shifting to, "What steps can I take to make this possible?" This subtle change in perspective sets your mind on a path to solutions rather than roadblocks. The magnetic mindset also requires practicing gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already abundant in your life. When you appreciate what you have, you send a powerful signal to the universe that you're ready to receive more. Start small. Be grateful for the food on your table, the roof over your head, or the skills you possess. Over time, this practice rewires your brain to recognize and attract more things to be thankful for, including financial opportunities. At its core, cultivating a magnetic mindset is about aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with abundance. It's about stepping into a version of yourself that doesn't just wish for wealth, but believes it's possible and takes steps to achieve it. This alignment doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent effort, it becomes second nature. To begin this journey, take a moment to reflect on your current thoughts about money. Are they rooted in scarcity or abundance? What beliefs might be holding you back? Write them down and ask yourself, are these beliefs true, or are they assumptions I've made based on past experiences? This simple exercise can reveal where your mindset needs to shift. As you move forward, remember that change starts with small, intentional steps. Begin by choosing one thought to reframe this week. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, I can't afford that, pause and replace it with, how can I create the means to afford this? Over time, these small shifts will build a powerful foundation for your magnetic mindset. Your thoughts are the seeds of your financial future. Plant them wisely, nurture them with intention, and watch as they grow into a life filled with abundance and prosperity. Reflect on this. What's one belief about money you're willing to let go of today? What's one new thought about abundance you're ready to embrace? The journey starts here. Chapter 2: Energy of Money. Understanding the flow of wealth. What if money isn't just a tool or a measure of value, but an energy that flows through your life? The way you perceive and interact with this energy has a profound impact on how it flows to you. When you begin to see money as dynamic, not static, you unlock a deeper understanding of how to attract it, keep it, and grow it. This chapter dives into the concept of money as energy and explores how your relationship with it shapes your financial reality. Think of money like water in a stream. It flows naturally where there is space for it, moving toward opportunities and away from blockages. If you hold on to money too tightly out of fear, it's like damming the stream. Stagnation occurs, and opportunities dry up. On the other hand, if you spend carelessly without intention, the stream may run dry altogether. The secret to cultivating wealth is to understand how to create a healthy, balanced flow that aligns with your values and goals. At its core, money is a representation of exchange. It reflects the value we place on goods, services, and opportunities. But beyond its practical purpose, money carries an emotional charge for most people. It can evoke feelings of security, power, freedom, or, on the flip side, fear, anxiety, and inadequacy. Your energy, your thoughts, emotions, and actions interacts with the energy of money to create your financial outcomes. For example, Sarah, a freelance writer, always struggled with saving money. She believed that as soon as she earned it, something would inevitably happen to take it away. A car repair, a medical bill, or an unexpected expense. This belief created a cycle where she was constantly stressed and couldn't seem to build her savings. One day, Sarah decided to shift her approach. Instead of focusing on fear and lack, she began seeing money as a partner in her life. She set aside a small amount each month, no matter how tight things felt, and expressed gratitude for the money she had. Slowly, her financial flow stabilized, and she was able to create a safety net. Her relationship with money changed, and as a result, so did her financial reality. The key concept here is that your mindset and emotions influence the flow of money in your life. When you approach money with fear or mistrust, you block its energy. But when you approach it with confidence, clarity, and respect, you open the channels for abundance. This doesn't mean ignoring financial responsibilities or throwing caution to the wind. It means shifting from a place of scarcity to one of trust and intention. Another critical aspect of understanding the energy of money is recognizing the role of giving and receiving. Just as a stream must flow to stay healthy, so too must money. Giving with intention and receiving with gratitude are two sides of the same coin. When you give freely, whether through donations, gifts, or investments, you signal to the universe that you trust in the flow of abundance. Likewise, when you receive money or resources, express gratitude and allow yourself to feel deserving. This balanced exchange keeps the energy of money circulating in your life. Consider the example of Michael, a business owner who had always been generous with his employees, but struggled to ask for fair payment from his clients. Over time, this imbalance led to financial strain. Michael realized he needed to value his work and set boundaries around his rates. Once he began charging what he was worth and accepting payment with confidence, his business flourished. By balancing giving and receiving, Michael created a healthier flow of wealth. One thing to note is that money flow is not about how much you earn, but how you manage and perceive it. Many people believe that earning more will solve their financial problems, but without the right energy, even a high income can lead to stress and instability. It's not uncommon to hear stories of lottery winners who end up in financial ruin because they lack the mindset and habits to sustain the wealth they've gained. This highlights the importance of cultivating a healthy relationship with money at every stage of life. Practicality is also vital when it comes to understanding money's flow. While it's important to view money as energy, it's equally crucial to develop systems that support this flow. Budgeting, saving, investing, and making informed financial decisions create the structure that allows money to move freely and purposefully. Without these tools, even the most positive mindset can fall short. The balance of mindset and strategy is where true financial empowerment lies. To strengthen your connection to the energy of money, start by observing how you feel about it. Does money make you feel anxious or secure? Do you give freely, or do you hesitate out of fear of losing it? Becoming aware of your emotional responses is the first step toward creating balance. Then, look for ways to shift your energy. For instance, if you find it hard to spend on yourself, practice small acts of self-investment like buying a book to improve your skills or treating yourself to something meaningful. Similarly, if you struggle to save, start with an amount that feels manageable and commit to consistency. Your relationship with money is a reflection of your inner world. When you align your thoughts and emotions with abundance, you naturally attract opportunities for wealth. This isn't about magical thinking. It's about creating a mindset and energy that support your financial goals. Like a well-tended garden, your financial flow will thrive when nurtured with care and intention. As you reflect on this chapter, ask yourself, what is one small change I can make today to create a healthier flow of money in my life? Whether it's practicing gratitude, setting a savings goal, or giving freely, take a step toward aligning your energy with the flow of wealth. The stream of abundance is waiting. It's up to you to let it flow. Chapter 3. Clearing the blocks. Overcoming limiting beliefs. Do you ever feel like there's an invisible wall standing between you and financial success? You're not alone. Many people unknowingly carry limiting beliefs about money that act as barriers to abundance. These beliefs, often formed in childhood or through past experiences, shape the way we think, feel, and act regarding wealth. This chapter is about identifying and clearing those mental blocks so you can open the door to financial freedom. Limiting beliefs are subtle yet powerful. They're the inner voices that say, "I'm not good with money," "I'll never be rich," or "people like me don't deserve financial success." These thoughts may seem like facts, but they're not. They're simply stories we've told ourselves, often influenced by societal messages, family dynamics, or personal failures. The good news is that beliefs are not fixed. With awareness and intention, you can replace these limiting narratives with empowering ones. To understand how limiting beliefs work, let's consider the example of Tom, an aspiring entrepreneur. Tom grew up in a household where money was always tight, and his parents often argued about finances. Over time, he developed the belief that making money was a constant struggle. As an adult, even though Tom had the skills and ideas to build a successful business, he hesitated to take risks, fearing failure and financial instability. His belief acted like a glass ceiling, keeping him from reaching his potential. It wasn't until Tom began questioning his assumptions and replacing them with positive affirmations like, "I am capable of creating wealth," that he started to take confident steps forward. Today, Tom runs a thriving business, proving that a shift in mindset can change everything. The first step in overcoming limiting beliefs is recognizing them. Start by paying attention to your inner dialogue about money. What phrases or thoughts come up when you think about earning, saving, or spending? For instance, if you catch yourself thinking, "I can't afford this," ask yourself, Is this an absolute truth, or is it a belief rooted in fear? By questioning your thoughts, you begin to uncover the beliefs that drive them. Another important aspect is understanding where these beliefs come from. Often, they're inherited from our upbringing. Perhaps you heard phrases like, "money doesn't grow on trees," or "rich people are greedy," as a child. These messages, repeated over time, can solidify into beliefs that shape your financial habits as an adult. Reflecting on the origin of your beliefs can help you detach from them and see them as learned patterns rather than truths. Clearing these blocks requires intentional effort. One effective technique is reframing your beliefs. Reframing involves replacing a negative belief with a positive and empowering one. For example, if you've always believed "I'm bad with money," reframe it to "I'm learning to manage my money wisely." This shift might feel unnatural at first, but with repetition, it becomes a new mental habit. Let's look at another example. Maria, a teacher, avoided investing because she believed it was too complicated and risky. This belief kept her stuck in a cycle of relying solely on her salary, with little financial growth. One day, Maria decided to challenge this belief by educating herself about basic investing principles. She started small, investing in a simple index fund, and over time, she gained confidence. Maria's new belief, "I can learn and make informed decisions," empowered her to take control of her finances and build wealth. Another strategy for clearing blocks is visualization. Visualization helps you create a mental picture of the reality you want to achieve, which can rewire your brain to believe it's possible. For instance, if you struggle with the belief that "I'll never be debt-free," take a few minutes each day to visualize yourself paying off your debts, feeling proud and relieved as you see a zero balance. This mental rehearsal strengthens your resolve and keeps you focused on your goals. Gratitude is another powerful tool for shifting your mindset. Instead of focusing on what you lack, express gratitude for what you have. Gratitude trains your mind to see abundance rather than scarcity, creating a positive feedback loop that attracts more opportunities. For example, if you're struggling to save money, focus on being grateful for each dollar you're able to put away, no matter how small. This practice not only uplifts your mood, but also reinforces the belief that your efforts are worthwhile. It's also important to surround yourself with positive influences. The people you interact with can either reinforce limiting beliefs or inspire you to adopt empowering ones. Seek out mentors, friends, or communities that support your financial growth. For instance, if you're trying to start a business, connect with other entrepreneurs who can share their experiences and offer encouragement. Positive reinforcement from others can help you maintain a growth-oriented mindset. Clearing financial blocks is not a one-time event, it's an ongoing process. As you grow and face new challenges, old beliefs may resurface or new ones may emerge. The key is to remain vigilant and proactive in addressing them. With each belief you clear, you create more space for abundance to flow into your life. To close this chapter, take a moment to reflect on your current beliefs about money. What thoughts or phrases come to mind? Choose one limiting belief and write it down. Then, reframe it into a positive affirmation. For example, if your belief is, "I'll never earn enough," reframe it to, "I am open to opportunities that increase my income." Repeat this affirmation daily and notice how it begins to shift your perspective. Your beliefs are the foundation of your financial reality. By clearing the blocks that no longer serve you, you unlock the door to limitless possibilities. Ask yourself, what belief about money am I ready to release today? And what new belief will I choose to embrace? The power to transform your financial story is already within you. Chapter 4. Visualize and attract. Manifesting your financial goals. Have you ever closed your eyes and imagined the life you truly want? The dream house, the freedom to travel, the sense of security that comes with financial stability. These aren't just fantasies. They are possibilities waiting for you to claim them. Visualization is a powerful tool that bridges the gap between your desires and your reality. In this chapter, we'll explore how to use visualization to manifest your financial goals, turning your dreams into actionable outcomes. At its core, visualization is the practice of creating a vivid mental image of your desired outcome. It's not just daydreaming. It's a deliberate process that engages your mind, emotions, and energy to align with your goals. When you visualize with intention, you train your brain to recognize opportunities and take actions that bring your vision to life. This process, often referred to as mental rehearsal, is backed by neuroscience. Studies show that when you visualize a specific scenario, your brain activates the same neural pathways as if you were actually experiencing it. This primes your mind and body to act in alignment with your vision. For example, consider Rachel, an aspiring homeowner. For years, she dreamed of owning a house but felt overwhelmed by the financial hurdles. Instead of giving up, Rachel began visualizing herself living in her ideal home every day. She pictured the layout, the furniture, the joy of hosting friends in her space. This daily practice motivated her to take consistent steps toward her goal, saving diligently, improving her credit, and researching home buying programs. Within 2 years, Rachel was holding the keys to her first home. Visualization didn't magically make her house appear, but it kept her focused and inspired throughout the journey. One key aspect of effective visualization is clarity. The clearer your vision, the more compelling it becomes. It's not enough to say, "I want to be rich." What does wealth look like to you? Is it having a certain amount in savings, starting a business, or living debt-free? Define your financial goals in detail. The more specific you are, the easier it is for your brain to align your thoughts and actions with that vision. Another important element is emotion. Visualization isn't just about seeing your goals. It's about feeling them. Emotions are powerful drivers of behavior. When you imagine achieving your financial goals, tap into the joy, gratitude, and excitement you would feel in that moment. These emotions create a magnetic energy that reinforces your belief in the possibility of your vision. Let's take the example of Jason, a graphic designer who wanted to double his income. Jason started visualizing himself receiving larger paychecks, working with high-value clients, and feeling proud of his achievements. He paired these images with emotions of confidence and gratitude. This emotional connection gave Jason the courage to pitch his services to higher-paying clients and negotiate better rates. Within a year, his income had doubled, proving that visualization, paired with action, is a powerful combination. Visualization also works best when combined with consistent effort. It's not a substitute for action, but a guide for it. Think of your vision as a compass pointing you toward your goals. Without taking steps in the direction of that vision, you're unlikely to reach your destination. For instance, if you visualize financial freedom, identify the practical steps you need to take: budgeting, investing, learning new skills, and commit to them. Visualization provides the inspiration. Your actions turn it into reality. A common challenge with visualization is self-doubt. It's natural to feel skeptical or worry that your dreams are too big. However, doubt can dilute the power of your vision. To overcome this, practice affirmations alongside visualization. Affirmations are positive statements that reinforce your belief in your ability to achieve your goals. For example, if your vision is to become financially independent, affirm to yourself, "I am capable of creating the wealth I desire." Repeating affirmations daily helps silence doubt and strengthens your focus. Another way to enhance visualization is by creating a vision board. A vision board is a collection of images, words, and symbols that represent your financial goals. For instance, if you dream of owning a luxury car, place a picture of that car on your board. If financial security means traveling the world, include images of destinations you want to visit. Seeing these visuals regularly reinforces your goals and keeps you motivated. Visualization isn't limited to big dreams. It's also a powerful tool for overcoming challenges. If you're facing a financial obstacle, visualize yourself navigating it successfully. For example, if you're anxious about a job interview for a higher-paying role, imagine yourself walking in with confidence, answering questions with ease, and receiving the job offer. This practice calms your nerves and prepares your mind to perform at its best. Ultimately, visualization is about creating alignment between your inner world and your outer reality. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are in sync, you become a magnet for opportunities that resonate with your vision. Remember, the process requires patience and persistence. Manifesting your financial goals is not about instant results. It's about building a mindset and energy that consistently attract abundance. To put this into practice, Take a moment to close your eyes and picture a financial goal you deeply desire. Where are you? What are you doing? How do you feel? Immerse yourself in the details of this vision. Then, write down one step you can take today to move closer to that goal. Repeat this exercise daily and watch as your vision begins to shape your reality. Reflect on this. What specific financial goal will you visualize today, and what emotion will you connect to it? Your journey to manifesting your dreams begins with the images you create in your mind. Chapter 5. Actions that align. Turning intentions into reality. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to make progress effortlessly while others stay stuck despite their best intentions? The difference often lies in one key factor: aligned action. Intentions are powerful, but without action that supports them, they remain mere wishes. This chapter explores how to take actions that align with your financial goals, ensuring your dreams are matched by purposeful steps forward. Aligned action means making choices and taking steps that resonate with the vision you've created for your financial life. It's not just about doing more, it's about doing what matters. When your actions reflect your intentions, they create momentum and open doors to opportunities you may have never imagined. For example, if your goal is to save a specific amount of money, aligned action might mean creating a budget, automating your savings, or finding a side income. These steps directly support your goal and help turn your vision into reality. Let's look at the example of Anna, who wanted to transition from her corporate job to owning a small bakery. She spent years imagining her ideal bakery, but never took actionable steps to make it happen. One day, she realized that dreaming alone wouldn't bring her vision to life. She began taking aligned actions, starting with researching the market, taking baking classes, and saving a portion of her income. Eventually, she rented a space and opened her bakery. Anna's success wasn't a result of luck. It was a result of consistent, purposeful action that aligned with her dream. The first step in taking aligned action is clarity. You need to know exactly what you're working toward. Vague intentions like "I want more money" or "I want financial freedom" don't provide a clear direction. Instead, specify your goals. For instance, "I want to save $10,000 for a house deposit in 2 years" gives you a tangible target to work toward. Once your goal is clear, break it into smaller, manageable steps. Each small action builds momentum, bringing you closer to your desired outcome. Another important aspect of aligned action is consistency. It's better to take small, regular steps than to rely on occasional bursts of effort. Think of it like planting a tree. You don't see immediate results, but with consistent watering and care, it grows strong over time. The same principle applies to your financial goals. Whether it's setting aside a portion of your income each week, learning new skills to increase your earning potential, or regularly evaluating your progress, consistency is key. Consider the example of James, who wanted to pay off his credit card debt. Instead of waiting for a windfall, James committed to a small but consistent plan. He calculated how much he could afford to pay each month, cut unnecessary expenses, and redirected those funds toward his debt. Over time, his consistent efforts added up and he became debt-free within 2 years. James's success illustrates how aligned action, paired with consistency, creates powerful results. One of the challenges in taking aligned action is overcoming fear and procrastination. Often, people hesitate to act because they fear failure, judgment, or making the wrong choice. This hesitation creates stagnation and delays progress. The best way to overcome this is by focusing on progress, not perfection. Understand that mistakes are part of the process, and every step, even if imperfect, moves you closer to your goal. Action builds confidence, and confidence fuels further action. Visualization, as discussed in the previous chapter, can also play a role in motivating action. When you vividly imagine your desired outcome, you create an emotional connection to your goal. This connection inspires you to take the steps needed to bring that vision to life. For example, if you visualize owning your dream car, you might be motivated to save for it by reducing discretionary spending or increasing your income through a side hustle. Visualization provides the why behind your actions, keeping you focused and energized. Aligned action also requires prioritization. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to get sidetracked by tasks that don't contribute to your goals. To stay aligned, regularly ask yourself, does this action support my financial vision? For example, if you're trying to save for a vacation, skipping an expensive dinner out might be a decision that aligns with your goal. By focusing on what truly matters, you maximize your efforts and make steady progress. It's also helpful to create an environment that supports your actions. Surround yourself with tools, people, and habits that encourage productivity and accountability. For instance, if you're saving for a business, use budgeting apps to track your progress or join a community of entrepreneurs for inspiration and support. Your environment plays a significant role in shaping your behavior, so make sure it aligns with your goals. Finally, celebrate small wins along the way. Every step you take toward your financial goal, no matter how small, deserves acknowledgement. Celebrating progress reinforces positive behavior and keeps you motivated. For instance, if you save your first $500 toward a larger goal, reward yourself with something meaningful but modest, like a coffee date or a favorite book. These moments of recognition remind you that you're on the right path and that your efforts are paying off. To close this chapter, take a moment to reflect on the actions you're currently taking toward your financial goals. Are they aligned with your intentions, or are there areas where you can improve? Choose one specific action you can take today to move closer to your vision, whether it's setting a budget, learning a new skill, or reaching out to a mentor for advice. Your dreams are within reach, but they require more than intention. They require action. The more aligned your actions are with your goals, the faster you'll see your vision come to life. Reflect on this. What's one step you can take right now that aligns with your financial aspirations? The journey to success starts with the actions you take today. Chapter 6. Magnetic Connections, Building Relationships that Bring Prosperity. Have you ever considered how the people in your life influence your financial success? The truth is, relationships are a powerful source of wealth and opportunity. Your network, friends, colleagues, mentors, and acquaintances, plays a critical role in shaping the flow of abundance in your life. This chapter delves into the art of building magnetic connections, relationships that not only enrich your personal life but also support your journey toward financial prosperity. At its core, wealth is not just about money, it's about value exchange. The connections you form with others create opportunities to exchange ideas, resources, and support. Magnetic connections go beyond surface-level interactions. They are built on trust, mutual benefit, and shared growth. When you nurture these kinds of relationships, you align yourself with people who inspire, uplift, and motivate you to achieve your goals. Take, for instance, Laura, a freelance marketing consultant. For years, Laura struggled to find steady work. She was talented and hardworking, but her professional network was limited. One day, she decided to focus on building meaningful connections. She attended industry events, joined online communities, and actively sought opportunities to help others without expecting immediate returns. Over time, these efforts paid off. One connection led to a referral, then another, and soon Laura's business was thriving. Her network became her most valuable resource, providing not only clients, but also advice, encouragement, and collaboration. The first step to building magnetic connections is to approach relationships with a mindset of giving rather than taking. Too often, people focus on what they can gain from others, but true connections are rooted in generosity. When you offer value, whether it's your time, expertise, or support, you create a foundation of trust and goodwill. For example, if a colleague is launching a new project, offering to share your skills or insights can deepen your relationship and create opportunities for future collaboration. Another key aspect is authenticity. People are drawn to those who are genuine and sincere. Authenticity creates a sense of trust and connection that can't be faked. If you're building relationships solely for personal gain, others will sense it, and the connection will lack depth. Instead, focus on being yourself, sharing your values, and expressing genuine interest in others. This authenticity will naturally attract people who align with your vision and goals. It's also important to recognize the value of diverse connections. While it's natural to gravitate toward people who share your interests or background, expanding your network to include individuals with different perspectives can open new doors. For example, if you're an entrepreneur, connecting with professionals from other industries can provide fresh insights and opportunities you may not have considered. Diversity in your network enriches your knowledge and broadens your horizons. Consider John, a software developer who wanted to launch his own app. John initially surrounded himself with other developers, but progress stalled because their ideas were too similar. When he began networking with marketers, designers, and entrepreneurs from unrelated fields, he gained new perspectives that transformed his project. These diverse connections provided the inspiration and resources he needed to succeed. Building magnetic connections also requires active listening and empathy. When you truly listen to others, you show that you value their opinions and experiences. This creates a sense of respect and understanding that strengthens your relationship. For instance, if a friend shares a challenge they're facing, offering a thoughtful response, or simply being present can deepen your bond. Empathy fosters trust, making your connections more meaningful and enduring. Maintaining relationships is just as important as building them. In the busyness of life, it's easy to let connections fade, but nurturing them keeps the energy flowing. Simple gestures like sending a message to check in, celebrating someone's achievements, or offering help when needed can go a long way. These actions show that you value the relationship and are invested in its growth. Another critical element of magnetic connections is mutual benefit. Healthy relationships are reciprocal, with both parties contributing and receiving value. For example, if you're seeking mentorship, consider how you can support your mentor in return, perhaps by sharing your own insights, helping with a project, or expressing gratitude for their guidance. Reciprocity strengthens the bond and ensures that the relationship remains balanced. Technology also offers powerful tools for building and maintaining connections. Platforms like LinkedIn, professional forums, and social media allow you to connect with like-minded individuals and expand your network globally. However, it's important to use these tools intentionally. Instead of sending generic messages, take the time to personalize your outreach and express genuine interest in the person you're connecting with. Quality always trumps quantity when it comes to relationships. Finally, understand that not all connections will be magnetic, and that's okay. Some relationships may fade over time or not align with your goals, and it's important to let them go with grace. Focus on nurturing the connections that inspire growth, positivity, and mutual respect. These are the relationships that will support your journey to financial success. To put this into practice, take a moment to reflect on your current network. Are there relationships you'd like to strengthen? Are there new connections you'd like to make? Choose one action you can take this week to build or nurture a magnetic connection, whether it's reaching out to a mentor, attending a networking event, or simply expressing gratitude to someone who has supported you. Your network is a powerful resource, but its value depends on the energy you put into it. By building magnetic connections, you create a web of relationships that uplift and empower you to achieve your financial goals. Reflect on this. Who in your life inspires you, and how can you deepen that connection? The path to prosperity is rarely walked alone. Success thrives in the company of those who believe in you and your dreams. Chapter 7. The Gratitude Factor. Amplifying Financial Magnetism. What if the key to unlocking greater wealth and abundance is as simple as saying, "Thank you"? Gratitude is a transformative force that can shift your perspective, enhance your emotional well-being, and amplify your ability to attract financial success. This chapter explores how practicing gratitude can help you align with abundance, reframe challenges, and create a powerful foundation for lasting prosperity. Gratitude is more than a polite response. It's a state of mind that recognizes and appreciates the value of what you already have. When you focus on gratitude, you shift your attention away from what's lacking and toward what's present. This shift in perspective creates a positive energy that not only enhances your emotional state but also attracts more to be grateful for. Gratitude turns your mindset from scarcity to abundance, which is essential for manifesting wealth. Consider the example of Jenna, a young professional who constantly felt stressed about her finances. Despite earning a decent income, Jenna often compared herself to others, which left her feeling inadequate and anxious. One day, she decided to start a gratitude journal. Every evening, she wrote down 3 things she was grateful for: her supportive friends, her reliable car, and her steady paycheck. Over time, Jenna noticed a change in her mindset. Instead of feeling envious or overwhelmed, she began to feel content and empowered. This shift in energy helped her see opportunities she hadn't noticed before, like negotiating a raise and taking on a freelance project. Gratitude didn't just make Jenna feel better, it opened doors to financial growth. One of the most profound aspects of gratitude is its ability to reframe challenges. Financial difficulties can feel overwhelming, but gratitude allows you to see them as opportunities for growth and learning. For instance, if you're struggling to pay off debt, gratitude can shift your focus to the progress you've made rather than the amount still owed. By appreciating small victories, you build the confidence and motivation to keep moving forward. Gratitude also strengthens your relationship with money. Many people carry negative emotions toward money, seeing it as a source of stress or conflict. Practicing gratitude helps transform this relationship into one of respect and appreciation. When you're thankful for the money you have, no matter how much, you're more likely to use it wisely and attract more of it. For example, expressing gratitude for a paycheck, even if it feels insufficient, shifts your energy from frustration to empowerment, encouraging you to find ways to grow your income. Another way gratitude enhances financial magnetism is by fostering generosity. When you're grateful for what you have, you're more inclined to share it with others, whether through donations, acts of kindness, or support for those in need. This act of giving creates a flow of abundance. It reinforces the idea that there is enough to go around and deepens your connection to the energy of wealth. Generosity also builds goodwill and strengthens relationships, which can lead to unexpected opportunities and support in your financial journey. Let's consider Mark, a small business owner who struggled to make ends meet during tough times. Instead of focusing solely on his challenges, Mark began practicing gratitude for his loyal customers and the small wins in his business. Inspired by this shift, he decided to donate a portion of his earnings to a local charity. This act of generosity not only boosted Mark's spirits, but also attracted positive attention to his business, leading to new clients and increased revenue. Mark's story highlights how gratitude and generosity work hand in hand to amplify financial success. A practical way to integrate gratitude into your financial life is through a daily gratitude practice. This can be as simple as reflecting on 3 things you're grateful for each day, writing them down, or sharing them with a friend or partner. By making gratitude a habit, you train your brain to focus on abundance rather than scarcity. Over time, this positive outlook becomes second nature, influencing your decisions, relationships, and financial outcomes. It's important to note that gratitude doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it's about finding the silver lining in every situation. For example, if you lose a job, gratitude might involve appreciating the lessons you learned in that role or the opportunity to pursue a new path. This perspective doesn't diminish the difficulty of the experience, but helps you approach it with resilience and hope. Another way to amplify the power of gratitude is by expressing it to others. Gratitude strengthens relationships, and as discussed in the previous chapter, strong connections are essential for financial success. Take the time to thank the people who support and inspire you, whether it's a mentor, colleague, or family member. A simple gesture of appreciation can deepen your bond and create a ripple effect of positivity. To close this chapter, reflect on how you can bring more gratitude into your daily life. Start small by acknowledging the things you might take for granted: a roof over your head, a skill you've developed, or a kind word from a friend. As you cultivate this practice, notice how it shifts your energy and opens your eyes to new opportunities. Gratitude is a powerful tool for attracting abundance. By focusing on what you have, you create space for more to flow into your life. Reflect on this. What are 3 things you're grateful for today? And how can you use this gratitude to inspire your next step toward financial success? The journey to wealth begins with a thankful heart. Chapter 8: Mindful Spending. Making Wealth Work for You. Have you ever considered that how you spend your money says as much about your mindset as how you earn it? Mindful spending isn't about restricting yourself or obsessing over every dollar. It's about aligning your financial decisions with your values and long-term goals. When you spend intentionally, you gain control over your finances and create space for wealth to work in your favor. This chapter explores the art of mindful spending and how it can transform the way you interact with money. At its heart, mindful spending is about awareness. It's taking a moment to consider not just what you're spending, but why you're spending. Every financial decision, no matter how small, has an impact on your overall financial health. Mindful spending encourages you to align your purchases with what truly matters to you, rather than succumbing to impulse or societal pressures. This intentional approach helps you make decisions that support your goals and bring you genuine satisfaction. Let's consider Sarah, a recent college graduate who struggled with credit card debt. Sarah often found herself making purchases out of habit or as a way to cope with stress. Clothes she rarely wore, expensive dinners, or gadgets she didn't need. One day, she decided to take control of her spending by practicing mindfulness. She started by tracking her expenses and reflecting on her motivations. Over time, she realized that many of her purchases were driven by temporary emotions rather than genuine needs or desires. By shifting her focus to mindful spending, Sarah began prioritizing her financial goals, such as paying off debt and saving for travel. As a result, she not only improved her finances, but also found greater fulfillment in her spending choices. The first step in mindful spending is understanding your values. What matters most to you? For some, it might be experiences like travel or education. For others, it could be security, like saving for a home or building an emergency fund. When you're clear on your priorities, you can evaluate your spending through the lens of these values. For example, if your priority is financial security, you might decide to reduce discretionary spending and focus on building savings. If travel is a priority, you might allocate funds toward that goal rather than spending on items that don't align with your vision. Another key aspect of mindful spending is distinguishing between needs and wants. Needs are essential for your well-being, such as housing, food, and healthcare. Wants, on the other hand, are non-essential but enjoyable. The goal isn't to eliminate wants, but to approach them thoughtfully. For instance, if you enjoy dining out, mindful spending might involve choosing fewer but more meaningful dining experiences rather than frequent, impulsive outings. This approach allows you to enjoy your wants while staying aligned with your financial goals. Budgeting is a powerful tool for mindful spending. A budget isn't about restrictions. It's a plan that empowers you to allocate your resources intentionally. By creating a budget, you gain clarity on how much you can spend in each category without jeopardizing your goals. For example, if you allocate a portion of your income for entertainment, you can enjoy those activities guilt-free, knowing they fit within your financial plan. Budgeting provides structure, while still allowing flexibility for what matters most to you. Mindful spending also requires you to be present in your financial decisions. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to make purchases on autopilot, especially with the convenience of online shopping and digital payments. Taking a moment to pause and reflect before spending can make a significant difference. Ask yourself, do I really need this? Does this purchase align with my goals and values? Will it bring me lasting satisfaction? These questions create space for intentional decision-making and reduce the likelihood of regret. Consider Mark, a young professional who realized he was spending hundreds of dollars each month on subscription services he rarely used. By practicing mindful spending, Mark reviewed his subscriptions and canceled those that didn't align with his priorities. This simple change freed up funds that he redirected toward investing in his education and hobbies. Mark's story illustrates how small, mindful adjustments can have a significant impact on your financial health. Another important aspect of mindful spending is embracing gratitude. When you appreciate what you already have, you're less likely to seek fulfillment through unnecessary purchases. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, reinforcing a positive relationship with money. For instance, instead of feeling dissatisfied with your current car, You might express gratitude for its reliability and how it meets your needs. This mindset reduces the temptation to spend impulsively and helps you focus on what truly matters. Mindful spending also involves planning for the future. While it's important to enjoy the present, it's equally crucial to consider how your current spending habits affect your long-term goals. For example, if you're saving for retirement, mindful spending might involve reducing non-essential expenses to contribute more to your savings. This balance ensures that you're meeting your present needs while also securing your future. To cultivate mindful spending, start by tracking your expenses. This practice helps you understand where your money is going and identify patterns. Are there areas where you're overspending or making purchases that don't align with your values? Tracking creates awareness, which is the foundation of change. Once you have a clear picture of your spending habits, you can make adjustments that align with your goals. Finally, give yourself grace. Mindful spending is a journey, not a destination. There will be moments when you make choices that aren't perfectly aligned with your goals, and that's okay. What matters is your overall progress and commitment to intentional financial decisions. Each mindful choice strengthens your ability to manage your wealth effectively. To put this chapter into practice, reflect on your recent spending habits. Are they aligned with your values and goals? Choose one area where you can apply mindful spending this week. Perhaps it's pausing before making a purchase, reviewing your budget, or expressing gratitude for what you already have. Mindful spending is about making your money work for you, not the other way around. When you approach your finances with awareness and intention, you create a foundation for lasting wealth and satisfaction. Reflect on this. What's one small change you can make today to align your spending with your goals and values? The path to financial freedom begins with every mindful choice you make. Chapter 9. Scaling up, expanding your wealth potential. Have you ever wondered how some people manage to grow their wealth beyond their initial circumstances? The answer lies in scaling up, leveraging opportunities, resources, and habits to amplify financial success. Scaling up doesn't necessarily mean working harder. It means working smarter by maximizing your potential and creating systems that sustain and multiply your wealth. This chapter explores how to identify opportunities for growth, take calculated risks, and create a scalable financial future. Scaling up begins with the mindset of possibility. To expand your wealth potential, you need to believe that growth is achievable. Many people limit themselves by thinking they've reached their earning capacity or that wealth is reserved for others. This mindset creates a self-imposed ceiling that prevents progress. By shifting your focus to opportunities and potential, you unlock the first step toward growth. Ask yourself, what's one area of my financial life that has room to expand? This question helps you identify where to direct your energy and resources. Let's consider Amanda, a talented graphic designer who worked as a freelancer. For years, Amanda relied solely on one-off projects for her income. While she earned a decent living, she felt stuck in a cycle of trading time for money. Amanda realized that to scale her income, she needed to create a more sustainable and scalable model. She began offering design courses online, which allowed her to earn passive income while continuing to work with clients. This shift not only increased her earnings, but also gave her more freedom and flexibility. Amanda's story highlights the power of scalability, finding ways to grow without solely relying on more effort. One key principle of scaling up is leveraging your strengths. What skills, resources, or assets do you already have that can be used more effectively? For example, if you're skilled in a particular area, you might consider mentoring or consulting to monetize your expertise. If you own property, you could explore opportunities to generate rental income. The goal is to build on what you already have and find ways to expand its value. Another important aspect of scaling up is diversification. Relying on a single income stream or strategy can limit your potential and expose you to risk. Diversification involves spreading your resources across different opportunities to create multiple streams of income. For instance, investing in stocks, real estate, or a side business alongside your primary job can provide financial security and open doors to growth. Diversification doesn't mean spreading yourself too thin. It means strategically allocating your resources to areas with the potential for returns. Consider Daniel, a teacher who wanted to grow his wealth. While his primary income came from his teaching job, Daniel also had a passion for writing. He began self-publishing educational books, which became a steady source of additional income. Over time, Daniel invested some of his earnings in stocks and started a tutoring business. Each new stream of income reinforced the others, creating a stable and scalable financial foundation. Taking calculated risks is another essential part of scaling up. Growth often requires stepping out of your comfort zone and trying something new. However, risks should always be well-researched and aligned with your goals. For example, if you're considering starting a business, it's important to create a solid plan, understand your market, and be prepared for challenges. Calculated risks are not about gambling. They're about making informed decisions that have the potential to yield significant rewards. Investing is a prime example of scaling up through calculated risks. Whether it's in stocks, real estate, or mutual funds, investing allows your money to grow over time. While there's always some level of risk involved, proper research and diversification can help mitigate those risks. Start small if you're new to investing and gradually increase your contributions as you gain confidence and experience. The key is consistency. Regular contributions to your investments create long-term growth. Automation is another powerful tool for scaling up. Automating tasks like saving, investing, or managing expenses ensures that your financial goals are consistently met without requiring constant effort. For example, setting up automatic transfers to a savings account or investment portfolio ensures that you're building wealth even if you're not actively thinking about it. Automation helps eliminate decision fatigue and keeps your financial growth on track. Networking also plays a significant role in scaling up. Surrounding yourself with people who inspire and challenge you can open doors to new opportunities and ideas. Whether it's attending industry events, joining professional groups, or seeking mentorship, building connections can provide insights and support that help you grow. For instance, collaborating with like-minded individuals might lead to a business partnership, investment opportunity, or valuable advice that accelerates your progress. However, scaling up requires patience and discipline. Growth doesn't happen overnight, and there will likely be setbacks along the way. The key is to stay committed to your vision and adapt as needed. For example, if an investment doesn't yield the expected returns, analyze what went wrong and adjust your strategy. Each challenge is an opportunity to learn and improve. To put scaling up into action, start by identifying one area of your financial life where you can expand. This might involve increasing your income, improving your investments, or exploring new opportunities. Once you've identified an area, create a plan with specific steps to achieve growth. For instance, if you want to diversify your income, research potential side hustles or investment options and take the first step toward implementing them. Scaling up is about maximizing your potential and creating a financial system that works for you. It's not just about earning more, it's about building a foundation that sustains and multiplies your wealth over time. Reflect on this. What's one opportunity you've been hesitant to pursue, and how can you take the first step toward it today? The path to expanded wealth begins with bold, yet intentional actions. Chapter 10. The Wealthy Self. Becoming the Ultimate Money Magnet. What does it mean to embody wealth? True wealth is not just about the numbers in your bank account, it's a state of mind, a way of being. Becoming the ultimate money magnet means aligning every part of your life, your mindset, habits, relationships, and energy with abundance. This chapter brings together everything you've learned so far, guiding you to step fully into your wealthy self and maintain the momentum you've built. The concept of the wealthy self begins with identity. How you see yourself shapes your reality. If you view yourself as someone who struggles with money, your actions will likely reflect that belief. But if you start to see yourself as a person who attracts abundance effortlessly, you'll begin to make choices that align with that identity. This shift doesn't happen overnight, but it starts with recognizing the power of your self-perception. By choosing to think, feel, and act like your wealthy self, you create a foundation for lasting prosperity. Consider Ella, a school teacher who once believed she could never achieve financial independence. She viewed herself as just a teacher and felt limited by her income. However, Ella decided to challenge that narrative. She began seeing herself as a capable, resourceful individual who could create opportunities. Ella took on tutoring, developed an online course, and started investing. Over time, she not only achieved financial independence, but also inspired others in her community to do the same. Ella's transformation illustrates the power of adopting a wealthy identity. A critical element of becoming the wealthy self is aligning your daily habits with abundance. Wealthy individuals often have consistent practices that support their financial health, such as tracking expenses, setting goals, and continuously learning. These habits aren't about restriction, they're about empowerment. For example, if you want to grow your savings, a habit like automating monthly contributions can make a significant difference. Each habit reinforces your wealthy identity and strengthens your financial foundation. Another key aspect is emotional alignment. Money carries emotional energy, and your feelings about it play a significant role in your financial reality. If you associate money with stress, guilt, or fear, those emotions can create resistance to wealth. On the other hand, cultivating feelings of gratitude, confidence, and excitement about money creates an inviting energy. For instance, instead of worrying about bills, focus on appreciating the services and opportunities those payments provide. Shifting your emotions changes how you interact with money and opens the door to greater abundance. Visualization, as discussed in earlier chapters, remains a powerful tool in this process. Visualizing yourself as your wealthy self helps reinforce your identity and keep you focused on your goals. Imagine your ideal financial life in detail, what it looks like, how it feels, and how you show up in the world. This mental rehearsal trains your brain to recognize and act on opportunities that align with your vision. Let's take the example of Marcus, an aspiring entrepreneur. Marcus struggled with self-doubt and hesitated to take risks. By visualizing himself as a confident and successful business owner, he began to embody that identity in his daily life. He made decisions with greater confidence, pursued opportunities with determination, and surrounded himself with people who supported his vision. Over time, Marcus turned his dream into reality, proving that becoming the wealthy self starts from within. Building supportive relationships is also crucial. As discussed in previous chapters, the people you surround yourself with influence your mindset and actions. To fully step into your wealthy self, seek out connections with individuals who inspire and uplift you. Whether it's mentors, friends, or like-minded peers, these relationships provide encouragement and accountability as you grow. Additionally, sharing your journey with others can deepen your sense of purpose and keep you motivated. Generosity is another hallmark of the wealthy self. When you give freely, you reinforce the belief that abundance is limitless and that there's always more to share. Generosity doesn't have to mean large financial contributions. It can be as simple as sharing your time, skills, or resources with those in need. For instance, if you've learned valuable financial strategies, consider mentoring someone who's just starting their journey. Acts of generosity not only create positive energy, but also strengthen your connection to the flow of wealth. Overcoming setbacks is an inevitable part of becoming the wealthy self. Challenges and failures are opportunities for growth, not reasons to give up. When faced with a setback, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I use this to become stronger and wiser? For example, if an investment doesn't perform as expected, view it as a lesson to refine your strategy rather than a reason to stop investing altogether. Resilience is a defining trait of the wealthy self, enabling you to navigate challenges with grace and determination. Finally, celebrate your progress. Becoming the ultimate money magnet is a journey, and every step forward deserves acknowledgement. Whether it's reaching a savings milestone, paying off debt, or simply adopting a new mindset, take time to appreciate how far you've come. Celebrating reinforces positive behavior and keeps you motivated for the road ahead. To embody your wealthy self, begin with a simple exercise. Write a description of the person you aspire to be in your financial life. How does this person think, feel, and act? What habits and attitudes define them? Once you've written this description, identify one action you can take today to align with that vision. Whether it's starting a savings plan, practicing gratitude, or reaching out to a mentor, every step brings you closer to your wealthy self. Your journey to becoming the ultimate money magnet is about more than financial gain. It's about stepping into your full potential and creating a life of purpose and abundance. Reflect on this. What's one belief, habit, or action you can adopt today to embody your wealthy self? The path to lasting prosperity begins with the person you choose to become. As we conclude this journey through money magnetism, unlocking the power of financial attraction, remember that wealth is more than just financial gain. It's a mindset, a flow of energy, and a reflection of how you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions. From cultivating an abundance-focused mindset to practicing gratitude, taking aligned actions, and building meaningful connections, each step is a piece of the puzzle that transforms your financial reality. Your journey to becoming a money magnet is unique, and every small step you take builds toward a life of purpose, prosperity, and freedom. Thank you for dedicating your time and energy to this transformative process. If you found value in this content, we'd love for you to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue creating inspiring content to empower you on your journey to success. See you in the next video.